away.
Hello, everybody, and this is Among the Realms. Welcome. I am Rodney, and I am here with Jackie and Dana. Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
And we're all dressed up for
We are dressed up because
Spooky
it is
Day.
October, and it is our
Halloween
Halloween
month.
month.
Wee-hee.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We
It's
like
our
dressing up.
Favorite time of the year, actually.
It is. It is my favorite time of the year.
We're just entering the holiday season. We're getting down with the ghouls and
Yep.
zombies and everything. But today, we are talking about the one and only Bigfoot, a.k.a. Sasquatch.
Woo-hoo.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's cool. And we have a lot of Bigfoot stories.
yeah, we're going to be focusing today more on like people's like firsthand stories and knowledge and sightings and where to find them and how to spot them, how to hear them maybe, and a little bit of
They're
everything.
right outside your door.
Yeah, maybe they're right next door. You don't even know.
Oh, you'll know because they smell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're
They
loud,
are.
screechy.
They have a tremendous
Yeah.
odor.
Yeah, what did they call it? It was a specific kind of odor. It was
Skunk.
skunk.
That's
type
why they're
smell.
known
Very
as
yeah.
skunk ape in Florida. And also, Mark wasn't able to make it tonight, so
Yeah.
he's Bigfootless.
Yeah,
Big
he's a little
feetless. Oh, so let's start with where's the most common place Bigfoot is found in our country?
Ooh.
Washington.
Washington State?
Washington State? Is it really?
I was thinking it's
Washington's-
California.
Washington, that's right behind it.
Okay.
Yeah, because a lot in California and then Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
They travel, for
Yeah.
the seasons.
yeah.
I don't know how they do that,
Migrate.
but they do. That's what I understand is there is migration patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all over the place. But a lot of people, I think they mistake them for other animals, or some people are like, "Oh my God, what the heck is
That's
that?"
a big,
Because they're
hairy
so
person.
loud.
Well, it's a big shadow. You'll see a big shadow, and you'll think, "Oh, I don't know what I just saw."
Yeah.
It's one of
Yeah.
those things because they're fast and they're huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then when the people that see them when they run across the road, that's what scares the crap out of people because they all of a sudden there's this giant figure
Yeah.
that runs across the road
On two legs.
On two
With
legs.
A lot of hair.
Yeah.
yeah, and then it just disappears into
Yeah.
the side of the woods or something like that. And I'm always amazed that I've never heard of one getting hit by a car.
No.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time we always hear. I mean, we've talked about this a lot in the past, and a lot of times they can't find a Bigfoot body or anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, no,
they
Well,
find their lairs and
That's
stuff.
one of the biggest things that people use to prove he's not real. So, well, can we find any bones? Why can't we find any of this or
Yeah.
any of that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they
That's
do
the
have.
mystery.
I mean, when if somebody's researching and really listening to a lot of the stories of people who see them, there's way more than.
There's a lot of patterns.
Yeah.
A lot of common
And there's organizations
traits.
that just do Bigfoot, just like there are ones with UFOs and
Yes.
things like that. So,
Sure, it's a very specific niche.
Well, there was a TV show for a while about the guys
Finding Bigfoot, right?
I think they were
Finding Bigfoot,
out west, and I just happened to know a real genuine Bigfoot. I wouldn't call him a hunter, but
Enthusiast.
he had the experience ever since he was like about 5 years old, when his family had a farm in northern New Jersey, and there was a big woods off to the end of it, and his mother was in the garden, and she was working on the garden, and Andre, as a little boy, was playing next to her, and she looked up and she said, "Andre, go to the house now. Go now."
Wow.
And there was a Bigfoot looking at them from the forest right there.
And where did they live?
Northern New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Not so far from here, well, we're in Pennsylvania, but they were, And so there was a summer when Bigfoot came a lot to see them.
Wow.
And it wasn't threatening, but it was pretty darn scary. Because number one, they're huge.
Yeah,
Number two, they
of
really
course.
they smell terrible.
Yeah.
And
And three, this mystical creature just noticed you.
oh
it's just,
yeah,
it's watching you, and
Yeah.
you have like, every emotion's probably going through you, and you can kind of you have that moment of freak out apparently, and then you're looking and you're like, And you question it, you know?
Well, he looked. I remember he said he was in the bathroom and he looked out the window and there was a Bigfoot right there, just looking back in at him
Oh, in the window?
in the bathroom window. Yes.
Wow.
Even Tom.
Oh,
He was drawn to him.
He was absolutely terrified, and the Bigfoot seems to have followed him throughout his life, and he doesn't know why, but he's had experiences off and on ever since he was.
I've noticed that from a lot of stories from people, kind of like the ET subject. Like there's people that have had experiences since they were kids
Yes.
with this Bigfoot being. Like, oh, I moved here and there it was. And
There's some kind of vibration.
there's something to it. And there's
Yeah.
obviously some kind of connection via either spirit or energy or soul or something. If it's or maybe something to do with a related soul type of thing. Who knows? Especially we don't even know what these things really are. And people have been saying they're not exactly always physical, right? They're a little multidimensional. They can be.
They can be,
kind
yeah.
of,
Yeah.
people can,
And he always, you can hear them. He says you can hear them. They're knocking on wood. They knock on wood a lot.
yeah.
Did he
And-
document? Is that what he documented in his book there?
Yes, yes.
Oh, cool.
And he documented everything, including to the point when there was a time then he didn't see them for a while, and then he got married and he had children, and they went
Oh, wow.
and they went camping, and then when they went camping, there was Bigfoot
Oh.
when he was camping,
Wow.
and he was really scared for
He went
him.
back into Bigfoot's element, back into his woods.
Yeah, and he lives up in Shahola,
Oh.
not too far from here, and he has seen one or two up there. You don't see them a lot,
Yeah.
but
Oh, of course.
but he's really aware of it. And I remember we used to get in his car. And he said, "Let's go Bigfoot hunting."
Because
Yeah.
you could probably see, even if you can't always see Bigfoot himself, there's signs that they have been in the area too.
Yes, they
correct?
make nests.
They make
Yeah.
They make these
Like it's almost
incredible
like a
things.
teepee looking nest.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got pictures of those.
Yeah.
That in his book, I think, and or maybe on his website, because I did his book for him, and so I got firsthand information from him, his whole life story about these Bigfoot thing, and then he took me and Charlie, he took Charlie, and we went Bigfoot hunting, and we saw these giant teepee nests
That's
out in the
amazing.
woods.
Yeah. Now, did he come back to here in New Jersey to where he had seen them a lot, where he used to live? Is that where he took? Went to go?
No. This is up around here. We were looking up around here, around Shahola, and
Oh, up around. Okay.
I mean, they're every place, and they're really hard to
Yeah,
find. And
yeah.
people, there was a Bigfoot organization that read his book and wanted him to be part of their thing, and they were going to film it, and they wanted to put him out in this cabin in the woods all by himself. And he said, "No way." He said, "No, no, no, no,
The
no."
same as his book. That would be a nightmare in the woods.
It isn't.
Yeah.
It is a true nightmare because he's scared to death of them.
Yeah.
And even now, if you talk to him, he says, "Oh," he just starts shaking.
Well, also, it's something that's kind of like following you around for a reason, and obviously, I mean, we've talked about that with other types of energies and
Right.
things that people come across that they seem to always draw in that type of energy. But after a while, if it starts to make you feel uncomfortable, you're going to build a type of anxiety with it.
He does have an anxiety about it.
Yeah.
And he thought if he wrote the book, somebody said write the book and you'll feel better.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't. It didn't work.
Well, now he solidified it.
Well, but he also gave himself a reputation for being quite, an authentic Bigfoot kind of.
I
guy.
very rarely hear people talk about any kind of communication. Have you ever heard anything about when people say like, "Oh, I had a dream," or "I had I ran into one," and
I've heard of-
telepathically they.
Well,
This is always really. It's different than ET stuff because they always say they came to me in a dream, or I can hear them in my head, or I can see them in the sky. But this is always sightings. Like it's such a big mystery. It's a bigger mystery than ETs almost.
And they're
because it's
harder
walking
to-
amongst us.
Even though people
And
have
there is proof.
pictures, they are harder to like. The stories, there's a different type of viewpoint on them from the rest of things.
Well,
so like
'cause
trying to find
It
some
feels
solid
like they're more
evidence
like
is-
us in
yeah.
a distant realm somewhere. Just as they walk like us, they
Well, yes,
they have hair,
and
they have defense, they
and
have
we
they
wonder
big
if they can
builds.
shift realms.
Sure.
Because the more and more, if you read about what's going on with the scientific community,
Yeah, that's what I'm- yeah.
we're shifting realms.
Sure.
Yeah.
And more they're aware of shifting realms. So that when they say I was reading about this. Dan Brown's got a new book called Secret of Secrets, and it's all about shifting realms, and it's about dying,
cool. Yeah,
but
sure.
not dying.
Yeah.
Just
And-
transitioning through.
And he said before he did this book, he was afraid of dying. But he says now he's not afraid of
Yeah.
it at all because of all
Just
the
another
research.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And he says because everybody's story is almost identical.
Yeah.
When they go in, when they die, when they go into near death experience.
Yeah.
But the problem is nobody can come back and tell
You can't come back
No,
and
they
say, "Hey,
can
that
only-
was crazy," you know.
Yeah.
But there are testimonies of people who have near-death experiences.
near-death, yes.
There's no way to prove that what they're saying is not in their
Well,
head.
most
or
of them, they
whatever.
have something in common with
Yeah.
it too. But like we know there's other realms,
Oh,
but
for
trying
sure.
to prove to somebody who isn't into that type of work
Especially
or
when
doesn't
you
have any
have,
knowledge
like-
of that, it's not that easy,
Well,
without
yeah.
having
but-
solid proof.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but now they have solid proof.
Yeah.
I mean, but they pretty
You
much
have to be
solid
willing to
enough
look
to
at it too.
enough
you
for
know?
people who have a more scientific or analytical mind to be like,
Sure.
oh, maybe this.
Yes.
Because some people are
This
just
is
based
so.
on the fact that, like, if it's right here, I can use a scientific method, I can repeat it over and over, get the same results. I know this is factual. I know this is repeatable no matter where I do it. Some people live by that rule.
And it doesn't always
and
work
it's
that
okay.
way.
It's not meant for everybody to just know that this stuff is real in their life, People, like, a long time ago, just following an organized religion or just growing up in a certain culture, it doesn't even allow you to think that this stuff is real.
Right.
Like some people grew up with it, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. I think they are out there. I really do, and I think that a lot of this proof is just you have to use your intuition when you're looking at stuff.
Because
As best you
story after
can.
story after story is identical.
Like so many people.
Yeah,
Like,
and-
everyone's making it up.
No,
Everybody's
because
wrong.
most of the Bigfoot footage that people have, they almost look identical.
Yeah.
And they said even with the footprints from,
Yeah.
way back in the 60s all the way up to now. I mean, there was just a sighting in, that was all over Facebook actually.
What, recently?
In August
Yes,
in Missouri.
this past August.
And
Okay.
on a trail cam.
Right.
But every single thing that somebody gets, the footprint is almost identical all the time.
It's
With
about,
the-
it's about a size 15 or
14 to 15, and there's that little-
There's a bump underneath the metatarsal in the middle. So
Right.
like a Bigfoot, their foot can like bend, not like a human.
So
foot.
like it's
we
almost
have
like
the
how our
arch.
knee has an extra joint. It would
Yeah.
have an
Right.
extra joint right here, so
Yeah.
it would. And the way
So
that
they're
the-
able
the
to bend their foot in a different way that
Right.
a human
Yeah.
can.
And that's how they were able to like look at how to fake this versus how to recreate something as difficult as an arch in a foot. Like there's for people who don't know what they're looking at, you have to trust that some of this stuff is
Everything's that way though. There's
You know,
always going
it's
to be
of
somebody
everything,
who tries to
everything.
like,
Yeah.
capitalize on it or do a fake something.
well, the
but-
AI,
Yeah.
the AI thing is very
AI
scary.
right
my
now
God,
is
yeah.
insane.
It's great for some things, and then that kind of stuff. It's like now even when there's real stuff, people are like, nope, that's fake.
Well, I guess what we have to do is get more people together and go hunt.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and like Dana
Open yourself,
said,
but first, open yourself up to it
Bigfoot
too.
has a really
Be willing to-
distinguishable scent. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
like, which that's why he has the name of skunk ape out in Florida,
Right.
And which they say is very similar to a Bigfoot. Some differences that
Yeah.
maybe, and like you said, it could be due to the region that those are because.
I assume they would have to acclimate to heat and sand and woods and things like we
Yeah,
do
like the
too.
Yeti.
The Yeti.
But
yeah.
I think they can shift through dimensions.
Me too.
And I think that's why you don't find.
I think they have a quick escape route if
Yes.
they need to.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of people that believe that they are an alien, or they
Yeah.
came from another world.
They might be
or
at a higher
planet,
dimensional plane that we just don't always perceive, and
Yeah.
they occasionally pop in and pop out to either
Yeah.
come through, or are they gathering things? I mean, they're building for some reason. Like, are they just leaving signs for us to slowly introduce us
I
to
mean,
them over
but
time?
There's not too many, like Andre's story. There's not that many where you hear of somebody having like a horror.
Like
They're
negative,
there, obviously,
yeah.
a horror, but yeah, like a negative. But most of the time, they're doing their thing.
Most of all, we're just
and
seeing them
we're,
walk.
you know, the people are the ones like,
Yeah, we're the ones that are putting
you
our
know,
narratives
like
on it.
hunting them or whatever you want to call it, you know.
Well,
But
they did. His family they called the sheriff. They called this, and of course nobody would believe them.
was that when they went
Sure.
camping? That
No,
time?
when he was still a little boy.
Oh, with him.
And
looking
yeah,
in the
and
windows.
they did a footprint, you know,
Mm-hmm.
a plaster footprint, and nobody would believe them, even with all
Even
the
with the
stuff,
footprint,
even with
them
the
coming
footprint.
out.
Yeah, because
Wow.
they just
It's crazy. That's what I'm saying. People like automatically just don't allow themselves to consider that.
Right.
Wow, this is maybe, you know.
yeah, and it's like they are just. I don't know if they're friendly or not. You know,
Yeah.
I've only heard of one story where one sort of made friends with a woman because she was feeding him,
Okay.
and he would come to her house every once in a while, and she would feed him.
What was she feeding him?
I don't
McDonald's.
know.
A couple burritos from Wawa.
A Big Mac, yeah.
But listen, if you're a higher dimensional being, like let's just say there's a dimension lower than us that we can occasionally visit, right? And we know that these people are there in this lower dimension, and we are smart enough to be able to do this stuff. We're probably smart enough to stay away, to let them do their thing, to know when to and when not to approach. You know, I feel like there's more intelligence because we're just assuming it's this big hairy creature that looks like a caveman.
Well, but you know what you really want to know
You know,
is
from our
why
perspective.
why are they here?
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they doing? Yeah, exactly. Like, what would we be doing there?
Well, why not?
We're observing a species that doesn't know we're here, but they do know we're here. So let's just.
And if they're like some of the stories, which you know, the one I always tell is it's always because it involves kids. You know, like the 8th grade school, their school system used to send the kids to camp. You know, every year around this time of year, and Stoke State Forest is right. You know. 10
Right.
minutes up the road.
Yeah.
So what, you know, one of the times that the 8th graders were there, and then this is with camp counselors, park rangers, everybody attesting to it, somebody heard this horrible high-pitched scream and then this terrible smell. And they were like, tell some of the kids that were outside, like, you know, they were like, you know, get in the cabins and all that. And then they were trying to find it. But the one teacher was like, that was the loudest, terrifying, screeching thing that he had ever heard, and he knew it didn't sound
A human
like it
couldn't
was
produce
human.
that intense,
You know,
powerful belch.
yeah, and we've had
Wow.
people like that had come to the store that had said, you know, they were outside sitting on their porch and they heard, you know, way up in the stick because that's where we live,
Yeah.
way up in the woods, and you know that they were hearing it and they knew. It's almost like they were like, I know in my gut that, you know, and that was somebody who didn't even really technically maybe, you know, think that was possible in their area.
Right.
You know, so when it's like that and you have somebody like that and it's piquing their curiosity and they're like, oh my God, my dog and I ran in the house type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's when you know you're, you know.
Well, that would be pretty scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even in a camp for kids,
'Cause you know
I mean,
what it
they're
is
probably
also?
all telling that
'Cause,
story
like,
now. They're
also-
all in their like 30s and 40s.
You automatically question. You're outside at night, you're walking your dog, and you see a giant human figure staring at you. Humans
Again,
are
like
unpredictable,
Chewbacca,
and like
with that much
I'd be
hair.
more afraid of human. If I knew for a fact this was not a human, I'd be more inclined to go, "Hey, what are you? What are you? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
You know, like, but if
Isn't that
if it's
what
just some
people say?
guy,
That's
like
what people
obviously
say
this
about
person's
ghosts.
crazy.
They're like, I'm not afraid of ghosts. I'm more afraid of the humans, the
Yeah,
living.
because the people can harm us. I think that if, like I said again, if we were the intelligent Bigfoot being, and we wanted to, if we were able to shift in and out of dimensions, we can easily harm people that
Have
don't.
you ever heard of
we-
Have you ever heard of a Bigfoot harming anybody?
That's
Never.
what I was saying.
No. Like
it's
that's
rare-
the thing.
I mean, you
they're
might
so
have people,
smart.
They're scary.
They're so able to cloak themselves and hide. If they wanted to do something, they probably could. But
Well, if there's anybody listening that knows the story of like maybe where they were, I want to
Flea
hear
type of
people's
thing?
stories. If there's
Yeah.
anybody that happens to
I
come across this
love- yeah,
episode and
absolutely.
you have a Bigfoot story, you know, let
Yes.
us know like what state or what part of the world you're in.
And
You
yes, and yes, and what were you doing at the time? What time of day was it?
Yeah.
And how did you feel?
You know what?
yeah, how did you feel?
Scared. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that was, they said that what people do, when people have epileptic fits, it's like their meat OS reboots. So if the problem was that you can hurt yourself because you're thrashing around, but if you can get in a safe place and get through that, when they come out of it, they said almost everybody is euphoric. It's like another out of body experience in a way.
Yeah.
And they're able to. Oh, we're talking about remote viewing. Come on, I'm sorry. We're going to go to remote viewing.
That's what I live for.
We do this all the time. We digress.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And
off topic for a second.
Off topic for a second, because they said, the people with epilepsy sometimes can do out of body remote viewing better than a lot of people.
Sure.
And because there's a point where they're no longer connected to their body.
If you can shed the body, then you can
like
you could
astral
travel. You could
travel.
astral travel. You could astral project. You could remote view.
And remember they said, what was it that they when the military was, I forget what it was called.
Oh, SRI did a whole program with the remote viewing in Ingo Swann in the Army in the 40s and 50s, 60s,
and
70s.
then they disavowed it.
Yeah.
And then now they're saying it was all true.
It is true. Joe McGonigal was remote viewer 001, and he has stories all over the internet, and you can watch them, and they are real.
Yeah.
The military uses them. Police, law enforcement uses them.
It's
real. Remote viewing.
Remote viewing, yeah.
You could do controlled remote viewing where you have a protocol of a blind target. Somebody gives you some, that kind of thing.
We did that in your class, and I was terrible.
Yeah, that's exactly what we
terrible.
did in your class. The box we always do, that's remote viewing.
But the box is remote viewing.
Technically, it's remote.
I was pretty good at the box.
Yeah, that's remote
But
viewing.
I was not good.
You're just seeing something in your head that's not in front of you.
Yeah.
Wait, no. I go back in time. I go back in time.
Well, that's part of remote viewing.
And I watched Jackie put stuff in the box.
Yeah.
That's what your wavelength automatically goes to. That's what you do.
Well, when we talked about that, even doing that exercise, that's what we would say. Like,
it's incredible.
Some of you will time travel.
Yeah.
Some of you will get,
Well, no, I brought time travel.
Figure out how you work.
Some of you will do the remote viewing. Some of you will do the telepathy.
Yeah.
Right? So
I was talking to Terry. Terry and I have been really good at telepathy over the years.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
But isn't that speaking of that, that's how they say, because a lot of people say that's how Bigfoot, because it doesn't technically communicate.
Yeah.
They were saying it does. They use it
like
like telepathic. Yes.
Telepathic, yep. And I believe that maybe a remote viewer can, because Ingo Swann said he was able to remote view an extraterrestrial on the moon, and if that's the case, if he can, because if you're remote viewing, you have to just picture your target, I guess. In that sense, if somebody like Ingo can do it that quickly, if you're able to envision the best image of a Bigfoot, you could. And the way they move, what they smell, just put all those senses in your mind and try to remote view it. I wonder if you can get some kind of an image or a location or...
I've been doing a lot more meditation these days, and I'm thinking that's what I want to do. I want to go on to. I got Gaia TV.
Yeah.
You can watch
I love Gaia. We have it, yeah.
I can look at all those...
They're amazing, yeah.
Programs about remote viewing.
Yep.
And
I have books and books on them. I love it.
Now, do you want to... tell them about like when Andre saw when they were driving, because we're gonna put those.
Yeah, because
up.
the one picture we had was from a moving car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, his book is, if you want to show it to everybody.
Yeah.
It's Nightmare in the Woods. It's
by A.H. Verge. Yes, Nightmare in the Woods, and it's like one family's strange and terrifying true encounter with Bigfoot in the northeastern United States. Well, yeah, I brought a couple of pictures in because
I'm going to put them up on the screen.
And it's forgive the print quality, but it's like it was taken in a moving car by a kid in the back seat, and it was.
And that's only a few years ago.
It's such a good picture because it shows the quality of the structure of the being, and it looks like a lot of the other ones that they show.
They said everybody.
The arms, the length.
It was about almost sundown.
Yep.
And they were driving on Route 209 towards Strasbourg. And somebody looked out, and on the side of the road, there's a big open field, and then the woods, and then the river. Mm-hmm. And this was right past those trees at the edge of the road, and then into the field there. And somebody saw this creature and said, "Oh my God, So they said, stop, 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 stop. So they stopped and they sat there for a while, and the kid took a bunch of pictures as best he could. You know, they're not close to it, but you can see.
But you can see the structure of it, and you could. And this is driving on a road, and you're surrounded by fields, open fields where cars aren't parked. There's no houses.
Right.
There's just somebody would have to be walking for a long time in the woods.
And it was huge. And you can look at the picture. And you can
it
see.
looks far away, and it looks like it's over 7
looks
foot
like
tall.
all the other, like when people
Looks
have
like about 7 or 8 foot tall.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
And so that picture, that was 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was
Very good.
And so, you know, and even where they are now, every once in a while, he hears them. He understands what they do. They tap on the trees. They like to make noise by knocking on the trees.
Wow.
And he's up sort of.
Maybe if they're multidimensional, maybe they don't have the capabilities to talk to us.
Or
Or
advanced,
or they're they're so
aliens.
advanced, they just know to leave us little things alone.
Well, aliens communicate telepathically.
Sure, yeah. And
you
you know
know,
what's interesting? What you said
higher-
before about the calm feeling. This is why it's also a good point about Bigfoot being an ET, technically, because a lot of people have had testimonies of getting encountered of an ET in the woods, and they feel, not always, but a lot of them feel this wave of calmness that they
Right.
didn't expect to feel because the being is tuning into them and relaxing them, just like maybe this Bigfoot being would do too.
I think
Normally,
people
I
are-
feel like
think
anybody would be
it's
terrified.
his size and the if he does do the shrill and all that, people automatically just get.
'Cause
And also,
my primal
some
instincts
people
would be
don't
like,
know if it's
"Oh,
a bear on
yeah."
its. You know what I mean? So like, I think he gets. That particular book, is that a specific instance, or is that from when he was a child?
This starts. Well, it starts when he was. Let's see. The summer of 1976.
Okay,
It starts then.
so that's the one when he was a little boy. Where they saw him. Yeah, that's a cool story though to have.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I don't.
And it was the first official day of summer. Wait, let me see if I can find an incident here.
I think that if you're in a table or in a room with 10 people, like 2 or 3 have a Bigfoot story. I think it's more common than we think. Maybe not in New York City,
Yeah.
but like we're in the woods, so I think
Well,
that.
yeah,
and I'm
up
seeing
here,
like
that's all
bumper
we talk
stickers up
about.
here everywhere. Bigfoot, you know.
Well,
There's
isn't the Bigfoot organization is
There's
in
like
PA?
photography clubs and stuff.
Up there, there's a Bigfoot organization in Pennsylvania, right, Dana?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if there's one in New Jersey,
I'm sure there's probably small groups of people.
but I
like
do
civilian
remember
groups.
the PA one because that's
Yeah.
you know the one that had put it up on social media about the sighting in Missouri was a Bigfoot organization out there. So I know a lot of states actually have one.
MUFON actually has a section where you can do what type of being you saw, and you can categorize it like a Bigfoot being, or just how tall was it, what it looked like, all this, and then you can click on it on the MUFON channel, and you can see if they posted a picture with it, or audio with it, or video with it. So like, it's a great place. I don't know if that's still up and running, but I know there's websites out there that people are constantly, like Reddit, like uploading their most current Bigfoot stuff that they've come across, or that they think is Bigfoot at least.
Yeah, yeah. We were talking about one that we had seen where there was a wife videoing her husband on an ATV vehicle.
Oh yeah.
And she's filming, and all of a sudden she sees him stop, and he looks, and you could see this, Bigfoot just walking, like going right in front of him, and he was like, "Oh my God, do you see this?"
He stopped the quad. He's like, look.
Yeah,
And then she's like,
she
what?
was filming.
And she didn't realize in the background, going along the tree line
Yeah.
across the water, where
Yeah.
they say near water,
Where was that?
And,
Florida,
and
Florida.
near tree lines.
near tree lines,
Yeah.
and it was literally behind. There's a tree, Bigfoot. He was walking behind tree,
and
tree,
he was
tree,
driving it in the water.
Yeah,
he was, like,
just
in a
driving
stream
along,
or
and he
something.
stopped it abruptly, and you can tell he like got spooked for a second.
Which reminded me of something you said, because you said with Andre, he was on, there's the road, there's the field, there's the water. And a lot of them are found around bodies of water or
Yeah.
along rivers.
Which
and
means
things
they
like
got to
that.
drink water too. You know, maybe while they're if the multidimensional thing is a reality, maybe when they're in the physical, they have to act like they're in the physical and drink water and sustain themselves. Or maybe not. Maybe they just
that's
maybe
just
maybe
one of the
maybe they're
areas
using
they
the
like.
water as a grounding mechanism. Maybe it's
Maybe
it's
that's
just
what helps with their portal.
yeah. Maybe their portals are easier. maintained in a nice energy set like that. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, they're a mysterious creature for sure. You know.
These are so many theories, so many encounters, so many different versions, but they all usually look pretty identical.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The Bigfoot group in Pennsylvania wanted Andre to go, like I said, go stay in the cabin overnight. And he said, "You're going to use me as bait?"
Yeah,
Of course.
Well, we do that with,
Someone's gotta be the bait.
with Mark all the time.
Mark's the bait.
And he said, "No way, no way." You know, he said, "You're not doing that to me." You know, and he's
So even though he knows that it's been with him
he's
or his family since childhood, never has harmed him,
Never.
Right.
but is always there. It's still
Let him approach.
He still gets like
he gets spooked.
yeah.
He
So
gets
he doesn't know if it's going to, you know, what's going to happen, and that, you know, and so he
fear
obviously has
outweighs
some
the-
type of anxiety.
The
and
fear
fear
is
with him.
outweighing the need to know, to
He
communicate.
shakes, you know.
Yeah.
But I've been with him in the car with a bunch of people when we go looking, and
So he still looks though. He still has that urge to look.
yeah, well, he likes showing off in front of people, and it's like, and I remember this. There, he said there's a feeling. You know how when you get a feeling there's a ghost in the room,
Yeah.
Sure.
and there's this pressure.
Oh, so he's getting a.
Oh, he's picking up
a
on.
sense on it.
And if you're in the car with
he's
him,
connected.
I mean, I'm pretty connected.
Yeah.
And it's like I felt that pressure, and
Yeah.
and I felt that pressure when we went. I said, Andre, what happened right here? He said, he's here. You know, and it's because
Oh, maybe you're just feeling the vibration of him. If he's multidimensional,
Well, especially if he has a very strong presence.
Strong presence.
yeah. Well,
Energy presence, you know.
and I think he says he feels that a lot.
Yeah.
When he's around them.
Well, that's what I mean. Like for some reason, this thing is connected to him, and he's
He's like a
seeing
ghost
it.
hunter for Bigfoot.
But as a young child
So
too,
so
you don't
he-
have a choice when you're a child.
yeah.
So he has never like, you know how we do an EVP session with a spirit.
Yeah.
So he's never like sat down and, when he's known one is around, because you said he can sense it.
No,
and really
because-
just kind of had a like, is there something you want to?
Oh, okay.
No, because
You know
he's
what I
been
mean?
around other when he was a little kid. They were all sort of sitting outside at night in summertime, and he looked up, and his mother just was freaking out because the Bigfoot was like 10 foot away from him. Had
From
come-
Andre
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yes, as a little boy.
So the mother saw it too.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
For sure.
So,
Yeah, his mother saw it a couple times when she was gardening next to the woods
Wow.
line, and she got her.
maybe it's the family thing. Maybe. Well, maybe no. It sounds like it's. 'Cause
Or
if
it
the
was
mother got
connected to
if the
that
mother got
area.
scared that it was getting close to her son, then yeah.
But if it was connected to that area especially,
Yeah.
and they're there, and like even Bigfoot knew like they weren't harmful or anything, but maybe he was drawn to them, for a reason. And then Andre, maybe being a little bit anxious about it, even though it's
Andre is. I've been ghost hunting with Andre too. I mean, he's connected.
sensitive, yeah.
He's very sensitive, yeah. So in the same kind of way. So to the Bigfoot and the ghost, it's a very similar.
Well, yeah, they know.
Similar kind of.
They know when somebody's
Sure.
like more,
Feeling, yeah.
can tune in more, and even you don't know if it was, hoping that, because anxiety and fear and stuff blocks a lot of stuff. So like if maybe he was able to not get to that point, he doesn't know what he may have received telepathically
Sure.
from him.
Oh, yeah.
Or what I'm saying, especially if
Yep.
it's a similar one.
Well, he's not afraid of ghosts, but he is afraid of Bigfoot.
Well, because that's something it's right in front of
It's
him.
tangible. It's right.
It's
in
got
front
a
of
physical
him.
body.
It's like this thing could probably touch me if you wanted to,
And rip me apart.
and rip me apart.
Well, that's the
I wonder
thing.
how
I
big
think a
the
lot of
hands,
people-
of course.
I mean,
Terrifying.
even if we see stuff like that,
If I see a small bear, I'm like, let's get away from this thing. Because even small bears can be harmful. You know.
Oh my
like-
God!
Nah,
Yeah.
there's
We
shy.
have bears. The bears run faster than we do.
Yeah.
Here- They don't want to mess with. I mean, we also don't have. We have black bears, you know.
Yeah, we don't have grizzly bears, black bears. You know, as long as you don't mess with them, they won't screw around really.
Yeah.
Or get involved with their food, which is our garbage.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people who do research on Bigfoot, and they do like the show. They'll travel from place to place to place and try to go into areas where they know they've been seen the most, you know. And
so Washington was first, then California,
and Florida.
Three
top
most common sightings or
New Jersey's got a lot.
New Jersey,
North
Jersey is definitely a big
because around the
place.
lakes.
Yeah,
The lakes.
yeah.
Stokes State Forest is huge.
Aren't you from Ohio? Because Ohio was up there with sightings as well.
Oh, I didn't know anything about it then. I was,
You were in college, right then?
Well, I was in college at the West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
All the way at the bottom.
Yeah.
But that
area was
ghosts.
active. Yeah.
That was the most haunted place, one of the most haunted places in the world.
Yeah.
My university, Ohio University, was because it had that insane asylum at the top of the hill, and it was circle. You had to circle around to get up to it, and it had ponds in the shape of all the deck of cards, the heart, the
the spade, the club, the heart, the
around.
diamond.
That's cool.
That was very cool. And then there was a house outside of town that at the top there was a lightning struck tree, thorn bushes, and there was nothing in the house, but people would see lights in it.
Oh wow!
And I went up there. I had my little Honda 50. I had my little Honda 50, and I was this is my freshman year in college, and so I was fearless. And I went up there all by I would go by myself and go up there and say, and it was kind of fucking freaky. There were thorn bushes up there and lightning struck trees, and the house was broken.
Did you
away.
notice anything back then? Did you look around like, wow, there's something different and weird about this place?
That's so cool, though.
Yes.
Yeah, so you were always able to pick up on
I was
like,
able to pick up on, yes, I was
Of course,
always.
especially if you're adventurous and very independent. Like, that's the kind of thing that Bigfoot looks for, is an independent person.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
She was in the goose there.
Yeah. Still.
Yeah.
It was scary.
Yeah.
But scary fun in a way, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
exhilarating.
think when you're into all the, intrigue of the paranormal or things that I mean, I think the curiosity and just the
Well, I think it's a part
excitement
of us.
part.
We humans, we tend to forget that, there's a whole universe out there, and
Well, some people are afraid and some people aren't.
some people have enough fear.
And some people
Some people
push
have no
the envelope
fear.
too far.
yeah.
Sometimes that could be a fault too. If you're a little too fearless, come and get me. Like that could be.
I'm a bit fearless.
Yeah, but it's not in a way where a spirit wouldn't want to approach you.
No,
because you're friendly.
And I think most people in our group are that way.
I think so.
They go in excited and
eager and
because
ready
you
to
can't have
connect
somebody ghost hunting afraid, because it's just not gonna.
Yeah.
First of all, you don't know what you're gonna bring in if you do that. It's a
human
lower
emotion
energy.
will
Yeah,
immediately
I'm just
and it's
wildly,
dangerous to the other people you're working with.
I'm wildly curious about the whole process.
Sure.
Every time we ghost hunt.
Hell yeah.
And I didn't mind sitting for hours in the pitch black in an old dirty attic.
Some people
Yeah,
that's hard for
yeah.
them because it's so it could be boring. You could sit there for half an hour, and then and not everybody has that, because you've got to have so much patience. And
Sure.
sometimes I think that's why, when on the topic we're on, that I think that curiosity about that particular entity,
Right.
Bigfoot. That's why there's so much around it for some people, where maybe it's hard for them to, could that be real, or is that really an ape, or is that made up?
I hope I have
because
a-
when you're curious but you're skeptical, sometimes the first thing you're going to do is find the justify. Right? We learn to debunk things too.
Yeah.
But when you're so onto only figuring out how it can't be, then there's no gray.
There's no
there.
wiggle room
You
for
say,
you
okay,
to-
but what if?
Yeah.
What if that person?
You
what if that
can't
sighting
always-
is real? There's too many things throughout the last 50 years or more where there's more than that. It's more than 50. Obviously they've been around forever, but I mean for where people are documenting them and stuff.
We're
there's
evolving
too many
too.
where there's too many similarities. Like even, sure, hauntings and stuff like that, people are more,
Right.
obviously
People are more
part
probably
of the-
more
yeah.
probable to have
Open
a haunting
to it and,
experience. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're not around.
course
And
they
I
are.
think people tend to dismiss maybe things they don't believe in.
Well,
as
I did
much.
get terrified that one time before I met you when that person came to my bed.
Hmm.
And 3 nights in a row was there, and I just was absolutely.
So even though you had that crazy fear, you were still able to perceive that being. It was still there.
I was able to perceive.
Did you know it wasn't physical? The first, the second, maybe the third time?
The third time I knew it wasn't.
You knew.
I knew it was something else.
Yeah.
But it was But I was. I remember. I said, "You have to leave. You're scaring me." Mm-hmm. And that's when the next day I looked in the newspaper and there was an ad for ghost hunting classes.
That's right.
And
That's when we met
and
Dana.
that's how I met Jackie.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh my God, that
Crazy
was like
cool.
what, 2011 maybe,
Wow.
2010 maybe.
Maybe.
You were in the first,
I was in
Group,
that
right?
that giant group of people.
and we met up in Shahola or up there somewhere. Were you up in that one where we met up in PA?
No, to do the class.
To do there was a hunt that we did up that way.
We did it. Yeah, we did it at a bar up there.
Yes, yeah.
That's right. With I got stuff
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, Dana was like in
Yeah.
the very beginning. Oh my God, that was so many years ago. Because our group's been around since 2008.
But there was only,
Yeah.
but we didn't all last. There was
Like
Charlie and me.
17,
Charlie and me
18
lasted,
years.
and it was like out of that whole group. And then I remember I wasn't on the A team for a while. That was upsetting.
Yeah, there was back in those days, and you have to remember
flooding,
almost
right?
15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It was so different being in this field.
Yeah.
And
Well, because
and
all
that-
the TV shows were on.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
sure.
and then there were so many people that wanted to do it, and we only did investigations in small group. Like not everybody went on every single one, so it depended on what area they lived in,
Yeah.
and things like that. And then after a while, it weaned down to there's only a few of us, which
Right.
works
It's
way
just
better.
Yeah.
And but it
Yeah.
definitely
Everybody
things have
has their
changed
role.
a lot.
Everybody knows the deal. Same page type of
things
thing.
changed a lot in over the years. and
Well, it was
things.
meant to be. That
It all
person coming to
evolves.
visit me was meant to be.
Yeah.
Because that,
And
It was
then
the
you
entrance
sing
to
that
this
the
whole
next
entire
day, yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
but it was scary because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. And was that in the house you're in now?
Yeah.
You don't. So where you are, you're way up, in like by the
Yeah.
woods and stuff in PA.
Well, I mean,
you don't ever hear anything or see anything.
No,
like,
well, I'm in a community.
Yeah, you have neighbors and stuff,
I
right?
have neighbors,
So, yeah.
but the properties are about an acre each, and then I've got the stream in front of my house.
So, and you have never heard any like strange, loud things that you might have thought was something similar to Bigfoot
No.
or something in your area?
Not there, no.
Because you've seen things there though that were like elementals or fairy.
yeah.
Well,
Leftover
we're
fairy
kind of getting
droppings
into.
or
I
whatever
think
you
they're in
wanna
that
call
same
it.
kind of category with those type of earthy, grounding, elemental beings.
Well, because I had the stream in front of my house.
You have all the necessary ingredients.
Yeah, and then it's old Indian land, so I always I walk through the woods instead of the roads, to say, and I'm always looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, always be.
Well, that's
yeah,
the
always
difference.
looking up,
With
always
somebody
looking
who's
down.
more. Do you know?
Yeah.
You just mentioned the Indians. The Lenni Lenape, however you
Whatever, yeah.
they were the ones like in there. If you look in all their old, just
Yeah.
things that are written, they describe Bigfoot in there, and so do the Cherokee.
Yeah, we don't forget about the historical
so like
texts
people
before us.
People like everyday people might not have done or do as much research as people who are into like the paranormal and things like that. But when you when you learn more, and you gain more knowledge about things, it's amazing because
I forgot what the years were, but up in North Jersey specifically, they said that there's either not the text, but something they have obviously passed down, written that the Lenape, that's how you pronounce them?
Yeah.
Them,
Lenape or Lenape, yeah.
they were up here and they talked about the sacred, I don't know if they call it sacred knowledge or the secret or the hidden knowledge of what they called Bigfoot. Yeah, and
I
passed down
I
to,
had dinner sitting right next to the chief
Oh yeah.
of the Lenape
That's
from
amazing.
yeah, from the festival.
Mm.
So on Saturday night, so he was my dinner partner. He must be
That's
six,
cool.
He must be 6'7".
Oh my
Yeah,
God, that's so
yeah.
He
cool.
is huge, and here I am.
So does he have any stories of like that cool stuff?
Well, he's very reticent. He doesn't talk a lot about it because
But they tend to.
for one reason,
Private.
this was their land and it
Yeah.
was taken from them.
Yeah.
So, in one hand, coming back is kind of, and I said it must be kind of bittersweet here to be here sometimes, and he said yes.
So where is he now? Where is he located?
Well, the tribes was forced to move 7 times, and they're out in Iowa,
Oh wow.
Oklahoma, and they got land from the Navajo.
Oh,
They had to
okay.
buy their land from the Navajo because that would they put all this. There's all these tribes together out there, so
Wow.
they were forced to move 7 times,
Wow.
and so he came back up here. He was up here because he was doing a ceremony for artifacts that were found and reburied.
Oh wow.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
Yeah, and
Wow.
and I said, "Is it protected?" He said, "Oh yes, it's protected." Because I can
good.
just see somebody going.
Now
Oh,
how
yeah,
old is
yeah.
that? Because you said he's a chief, right? How old is?
Oh, he's not. Well, he must be in his 50s.
Oh, so he's a young.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
expecting him to be like 90
Well,
something
no.
years old.
but he inherited it. Yeah,
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know the language anymore.
Oh wow.
And his assistant speaks the language really well, and they're trying to teach all the kids
Yeah.
the original Lenape
Beautiful.
language again.
People are doing that with Sanskrit too. They're trying to reintroduce the original Earth
Yeah.
language that they say is Sanskrit.
Well,
So much hidden text and stuff, and all these beautiful old languages that have gotten lost. The Mayan language.
yeah. Well, they were there. They were there on Friday night because one of the women had written a book based on the stories her grandparents told them as little kids, and they read from the book, and the stories are just hysterically funny, and
Yeah.
and it was, and then they talked about the tribe a little bit, and it was really not. It was I really liked
How
it.
about for the end of the show? We're getting near the end. We ask AI about Bigfoot.
Okay.
But we have to
Whose
form.
phone's
We have to
available?
form. I got mine. We could form a question, but what kind of question? Now, this is Gemini. Gemini is
Why don't you ask a question about
our
this Bigfoot?
question right here.
Follow certain people around.
Hello,
Are they drawn
Gemini.
to certain people.
We are talking about Bigfoot today, and we were wondering if you had any input on it. We should ask some kind of question.
What an interesting topic. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is a fascinating and elusive creature that has captured the imagination of people for generations. What piques your interest about Bigfoot?
Is Bigfoot drawn to certain people?
That's an interesting question. Some people believe that Bigfoot might be drawn to certain individuals or have preferences for certain types of people, but there's no scientific evidence to support that. It's mostly speculation and folklore. Why do you ask?
Because I have a friend who is visited by Bigfoot many times in his life.
That's quite a claim. It's definitely not something you hear every day. Has your friend ever shared any specific details or stories about these encounters?
Yes,
I'm all ears.
he wrote a book, and it started when he was 5 years old. And he wrote a book about all the experiences, and to this day, with his children, he still, from time to time, will see a Bigfoot.
That's quite a story. It's not every day you hear about someone having multiple encounters with Bigfoot throughout their life, let alone writing a book about it. What kind of experiences does he describe in the book?
He was terrified because the Bigfoot came up within 5 feet from him, and his mother yanked him out of the way into the house. And that night, the Bigfoot looked into his bathroom window.
Wow, that sounds like a truly terrifying experience for your friend, especially at such a young age. And to have it look into the window later that night, That must have been incredibly unsettling.
Do you have any ideas of some things that we can do or say or call to possibly call in a Bigfoot?
While there's no guaranteed way to attract a Bigfoot, some enthusiasts suggest trying things like leaving out food, making wood knocks, or even playing recordings of supposed Bigfoot calls. Have you heard of any specific methods people use?
You did the knocks. You said Andre heard the knocks.
The
Thank
knocks, yeah, the knocks.
I wonder if the book that Andre wrote is Nightmare in the Woods. Do you know it?
I couldn't find a book called Nightmare in the Woods written by someone named Andre.
Well,
Could you tell me?
No, A.H.
A.H. Verge.
Nightmare in the Woods, Sinister Encounters by A.H. Verge. I found it. It's about his personal encounters with Bigfoot, starting from childhood. The book has received mixed reviews, with some readers finding it chilling and others skeptical. It's available on Amazon and Kindle.
Thank you. Have a nice day. AI is incredible.
Yeah.
So Bigfoot's kind of on the same path, you know, evidence.
Yeah.
I think we're slowly getting there. I think we're going to eventually cross the bridge of interacting.
Yep.
It makes me want to go looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah, I really
I
do
think
now.
like we
you know?
should have.
I think it's
maybe we can have an episode where we have like somebody who like is a guest, like calling in, or
Yeah,
even Zoom
somebody
or
who,
something
yeah.
who like can share.
just
like
their side of the story. There's so many different
or
versions.
even if it's somebody in another part of the country or the world
Anybody.
that has stories from their area, that would be
maybe
Oh, there's
I
other
could-
countries,
love
right, with
Bigfoot
hot
stories.
I could
spots.
get Andre maybe to
that'll
call
be
in.
cool.
Yeah, totally.
Just because if there's any Bigfoot enthusiasts out there, we definitely would like to know.
Yeah, throw it down in the comments. Tell us your story. Tell us where you're from, and we'll interact with you. It'd be great. We want to.
Yeah, or anything you want to learn about
Anything.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
We're all learning together.
This was awesome.
This is a great show, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, we are going to call it a night on our wonderful Bigfoot episode today, and we thank
Spooky.
you all for
Thanks for joining
coming.
us, guys.
Please
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
and tell everybody about our podcast. Again, we are here from Blog Talk Radio. We are transitioning.
We are
over.
not Blog Talk Radio.
I said we
They
are
don't
here.
even- they don't
from,
exist anymore.
I know. I said we were coming here from. If you
Yeah,
remember.
we used to be on Blog Talk.
Yeah, no.
Just in case you see why our page looks like it's newish.
Yeah, we're transitioning to video, and we are here to stay.
Yeah. We've been around for about 14 years.
Long time.
Long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of shows.
Oh, we had
had
like
our-
150. I
Right
think,
before COVID, we had
yeah.
our 250th episode.
Oh, was it?
250.
Yeah, I lost track.
It was a lot.
All right.
But all right, everybody. Well, thank you
All
for
right.
showing, and
Bye, guys.
bye.
Bye.
See you next week.